What's up, everybody? This is Jeff Bernard with Solve Systems, and today we're going to learn something really cool. This is a series for Heartland POS system. So this is a POS system, point of sale system, that can be run at restaurants, in retail stores, and all kind of different setups and locations. And it's really neat, actually. A request came across to build a Power BI dashboard, and I was like, okay, let's look at the API. Have a really good API, and they have a really cool platform. So we'll be going over all the API endpoints to give you a little deeper dive into what's available, and it might spur your development. So let's get to it. Jumping right in, we can see the API Swagger documents. This is really good that Heartland has decided to make this available, because not all API developers have great Swagger documentation, and it makes it a pain to import into Postman or whatever your API software is, right? So you'll open this up, and we can see this is the entire definition for the API. So from there, you can import this into Postman, and the way to do that is you press import here, and then you paste that Swagger document URL into Postman, and this will bring it into this nice, neat file structure. So you'll see everything is here, and in the subsequent videos in this series, we'll go through sort of how to interact with the API and what each of the endpoints do. So let's go. For the post scheduled shift endpoint, we're going to have to get some information. And so what we can do here is just simply copy information from another one. But, you know, if you wanted to schedule shifts from some other software, this is how you would do that, right? You create them in Heartland POS by using this endpoint. So we'll simply get this information and then we'll paste it into there, and we'll see what happens. So we have this, and we'll paste it below. I always like to do this if I'm quickly changing something here, and we'll just make sure that all the fields match up, and they should. Yeah, so looks like everything matches up, and we will try to give it a go. So we'll make our post, and we'll see that that was a success. And if this was truly a success, we should see that information pop up in here, and we can double check here. So that's the 27th. We'll make this the 28th, and we'll make another request here, and we should see this pop up. There we go. So we're able to create a post in here very easily. So we can see on the front end, we have the shifts right here, okay? And if we go to the API, we can see that we return the same shifts. We have some information such as we got to add in the business day that we want. And so that's done here. We added today because we added these parameters today. And we can see that we have two shifts, and we can pull out the staff ID, the job type ID, all of the details right here for this shift. Pretty neat. For our put request, we can update things, right? And so the way to do that is here. We can go, and we see our IDs right here. So we have to be able to add the ID to update it. And so we can go to our business date here, and we can say, okay, give me the point for the 27th. And we'll see that, okay, we return some data for the 27th. And so we can simply go here, we can copy this, go to the put request. And the way to do this dynamically in something like Logic Apps, Power Automate, you know, whatever Zapier, whatever your middleware is, would be to go in, and you would have to extract these things and be able to add them back. And so we're going to go to the body of this request. We'll add in this information, and we'll say start date, end date, business date, and we'll change this to 28th. And we'll make our put request, And we'll see that that was changed to the 28th. And then we can refresh and we'll see that should pop up on the front end. And yep, we see we changed that information. So for that schedule, we were able to bring it in and make the change with the body of it by using the ID of the request and changing the parameters that we wanted, which in this case was the business date. So that is the put request for the scheduled shifts endpoint. To delete a request, to delete a shift rather in Heartland POS, what we'll do is we'll get the ID of the request. So we just made a put request to change this, and what we can do is just simply get this ID from here, and we will add it into the delete request. We have our delete in there, and we have the ID of the request that we want deleted. So we'll say try to delete it, and we'll see if it allows us to do that. Success, true. Okay, let's see if our request, our scheduled shift was deleted. Yep, we see now there's only one, so we know that that was deleted. Very straightforward, very good point to illustrate how we handle our scheduled shifts with the API.